My viewers, I once again want to welcome you to the Kodia Talk Show channel, a channel which is there for you to share your views with us on various topics and also to give our thoughts about certain issues affecting our society today. This time, I want to share with you another area of interest. This is funeral, especially funeral amongst the Luo people or Luo community. Funerals have become centers of focus, where politics of all types are in display, where power barons in the field of politics would all gather, depending on the person who is dead, to showcase their political prowess. Sometimes their speeches overshadow the real eulogy of the person who is to be buried. Many clergy presiding over funerals find it difficult sometimes to control some of these political heavyweights, so to speak. It's not wrong for our political leaders to attend funerals, but I want to say it for free that one of my friends who's a politician, we met with him at a certain funeral, and he told me, "Bishop, I'm proceeding to another funeral." Then I asked him, "Whose funeral is that?" "I also don't know." Our duty as politicians is to find out. We have our agents who will always go and find out where funerals are. And they gather information about the person who is dead. So when we go there, we go well prepared with information about that person. And we pretend that the deceased is our friend and all those things. He told me in person, a very senior politician. And then he laughed and said, "Bishop, this is how we handle our politics." Because organizing political rally is very expensive. And if funerals can provide such a latitude, why not exploit that? And again, our people would like to see us. And they will go out happy that the funeral was also attended by so and so. To them, that is a plus. It is even more rewarding if the funeral is attended by someone senior, someone who is so much venerated. Priests will have rough time controlling the crowd because the most senior, the most venerated person is coming. Sometimes the demand is too high. They expect the priest to wait until the most respected comes to attend the funeral. You are held captive. The worst part of it is that once they come, very little is said about the deceased. Most of it, politics. Can we be civil a bit and avoid politics at funerals and allow the bereaved family to send off their loved one with dignity? Can we have a solemn service devoid of the acrimonious tension regarding who is to talk and who is not to talk during funeral times? Can we be civil a bit and separate politics from eulogy so that we only focus on the good things the deceased had done or how he had impacted on our life? And again, that's one part of it. Again, funerals have become a competition, sort of. People are competing, which is the best attended funeral. The lavish expenditure when a person dies, especially in Luo Nyanza, is alarming. Funds will be raised in millions, and most of the funds simply to put up the dome tent, executive catering services, because people must eat well. Muslims also love their loved ones. I want to believe so. But within some few hours of death, the person is gone. Can we create, because culture is something that evolves. This feasting on funerals was never part of us, but it's a new culture. Luos never used to eat funerals, but the people who attended the funeral, the mourners, they were being fed by neighbors, so that the place where funeral occurred was never turned into a feasting ground. That is the Luo culture. But today, what we are witnessing is something different. It's a new phenomenon altogether. The children of the bereaved would rather go hungry in future, but the mourners in their thousands are fed with millions or hundreds of thousands of shillings spent feeding the mourners. Can we do without eating at funerals? Can we have the discipline only of attending the funeral? One day cannot cause death, and forget about eating. There is something I've borrowed from the revival, East Africa Revival Fellowship. They always meet in my diocese once every year in Ramba School. And whenever they meet, they come in their thousands, in buses and whatever. But they carry their own chairs. They come, they carry their own chairs. After finishing the fellowship, then they go back. There are certain things worth borrowing so that we avoid this extravagant expenditure on funerals. I'm addressing the Luo community today. So if you're not a Luo, please don't bother me with a lot of things. Just listen. But if you're a Luo watching me, please get it right. It is not right to be feasting during funerals in the name of culture. That was not part of our Luo culture, feasting at funerals. Even this eulogy, where everyone wants to talk, this was not part of our culture. Talking at funerals was actually introduced by the same East African revival brethren. It was just used to bury their loved ones, and that was the end of the story. There's too much talking, wasting a lot of time, and people repeating themselves. And each and everyone who attends the funeral also wants to talk. What are you talking about? Talking too much. Some cannot even talk. They start talking and emotions overcome them. Must you talk? It's just a matter of standing up and saying, may God bless you, my dear departed brother. Thank you for your life. And you sit down. You may be surprised that many people do not want too much talking. But someone comes who is not even related to the deceased and wants to talk simply because he has accompanied a brother or the deceased is a friend of another friend. So because he was a friend of another friend who is closer to his friend, he has to attend the funeral. And because it happens that he's senior or something like that, he has to talk. You don't have to talk funeral. Your presence is more important than you are talking. Are you getting it? Your presence at the funeral is more important than the talking. So please, you don't have to talk. Keep your cool. Just pray for the family. That's enough. And again, there are some others who have also bad manners. When they are given the privilege of saying something, and because of time, they end up also inviting others. Why are you doing that? That's not proper. Once you have been recognized and given the honor, even to greet people, just greet them and go back to your seat. Don't start. I've seen these things severally at funerals, but sometimes I stop them. As for me, I stop them and I say, it is not right. We are not coming here to listen to too much speeches. We have come here to console with the family, and that's too much talk to the extent that the families sometimes end up having no time even to address those who have come to console with them. Why must you talk? I'm asking you. In every funeral, you must talk. Why? What's wrong with you? Who will be talking at your funeral? You insist that you must talk all the time. Why must you talk? At every funeral, you'll find you want to talk. What do you want to say? And how important is what you want to say to the mourners? This is a bad culture. And we are trying to build it. We are trying to escalate it. And that's why sometimes we have a problem with many people. But we are not going to relent. There must be some order. There must be some cultured way of consoling the family without deafening their ears with too much talking. Please spare the family of their time. I buried one of my very senior clergy, and there was no any other speech. Only the family. I gave the time only to the family. You say whatever you can say. And they said it all. And they were so happy that they had time for that. But here we have people who are not even directly connected to the family. And they want to talk so much. And they're the ones who normally cause chaos at funerals. Hey, please, go slow. Today I was on you, where we have a community that sometimes hire professional mooners who come and they even moon more than they believed. Their wailing is louder than they believed. And they don't know even the deceased. Please, we need some decency. We need some order. We must understand the reason why we gather together to give the so-called befitting send-off, not chaos. May God bless you. Your comment is still welcome. If you disagree with me, it's okay. It's okay. But if you agree with me, whichever way, you can give your comment. We'll appreciate it. Thank you.